episode of Maxwell Starr's Beer Review. This one, I'm going to take a look at Sapporo. Sapporo Premium Beer is imported from Japan. It is classified as a Japanese rice lager, which means that they actually use a huge portion of rice along with the rest of the grain in this beer. But not enough to be classified as, enough to be classified as a beer, basically, based on what I read. Comes in a very iconic over here can where it's like a solid aluminum. You could club people to death with this thing. This is 650 milliliters, 5% alcohol by volume, and it's a defensive weapon when you're in a bar. I kid, but yeah, I've had it before, but I'm going to give my thoughts here. So it's since 1876. It says it doesn't really say a whole lot on the can, except for it's Japan's oldest brand. So let's crack it open and give her a pour here. Oh wow, that's got one hell of a tab on it. Nice and slow. Oh, there's still lots left in the can. Looking at that, it's got a nice foamy head, like even higher if I poured the whole thing into a larger glass. Color is pale. In the middle, in the top, it goes from it goes from a straw color, but it's starting to show like a hints of golden color right in the top. But it's very light. Not as quite as light as like a light beer would be, but it's still fairly light. And that probably goes along with the use of rice in the beer itself. That's a pretty decent amount of head, and looks like it's actually sticking around for a bit. See if you can get a closer look at that. The bubbles are actually quite fine on there. See that? Cool. Give it a sniff here. There's a faint hoppiness on the nose there. Almost too faint to describe what the hops are. It's got a similar like a metallic kind of smell, but like a almost piney metallic. Maybe bordering on like a almost a citrus, like a lemon citrus. Yeah, I don't really detect any malt in that. There might be trace amounts of something in the back, but it's very, very, very faint. Yeah, pretty much just the hop aroma in that. And the smells altogether are very faint. I mean, the hop aroma is noticeable, but that's about it. So, let's take a look and see exactly how this rice beer tastes. We're having very little smell. It's actually surprisingly bitter. The bitterness hits you it doesn't hit you in the bottom of the back of the throat, but just in the roof of the mouth. And I touch on the tip of your tongue. There's a little bit on the back of the tongue, but that's about it. Carries on into like a pale malt kind of flavor in the back, and disappears with a slight hint of what you would find in like white rice. maybe brown rice. And a subtle sweetness in the back as well. As soon as you take a sip, it kind of disappears into like a poof of foaminess. And it goes down your mouth, it goes down the throat, very dry. Like there's a burst of flavor, and then it's gone. Like, I mean, there's a small amount of lingering bitterness, but as far as the body of the beer, which is a bordering on almost it's a medium to light beer, but as far as the dryness goes, it finishes off very dry. Like we're talking moose dry. Pour a little more here. Alright, so, as usual, I'm going to sit down with this one for a few minutes and come back with some thoughts. I'm back. So what did I think of Sapporo Premium Beer? It wasn't bad. It wasn't anything special either. It's a nice, smooth, clean drinking beer. Finishing very dry. I really appreciate the dryness in the back, but perhaps it's from the use of rice in this particular beer as a grain. It gave it kind of like a sweet finish, and it almost felt like I was tasting the alcohol, even though it's a 5% beer. Was it a bad beer? And no? I mean, I do recommend trying it, but I'm not going to give it a huge, heavy rating. I liked that it was a nice, smooth drinking beer, and it was actually a light taste, light body to it, and it would really hit the spot on a nice day. But it's nothing special. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Just because it's a slight recommendation. Better than 2.5, but it's not exactly one that I would, go travel to another province to buy. It's just if you've got it in your store and you want to try a different beer, just go ahead and give it a shot. So, 3 out of 5.